What if I told you there's a hidden path, an invisible gateway that leads to realms of consciousness so profound they defy logic but awaken truth? A doorway not found in temples, books, or algorithms, but within you. It's been guarded, misunderstood, and yes, in many ways, kept from you. In this journey, we'll uncover what this gateway is, why so few speak of it, and how, if you dare to enter it, could change everything. Welcome to the invisible gateway they don't want you to know. Since the dawn of time, mystics, prophets, and sages spoke of an entrance not physical, not man-made, but energetic, vibrational, dimensional. They described it as the veil between worlds, the silent passage between waking life and awakened life. Today we call it many things. The pineal portal, the third eye, the seat of the soul. Science labels it the pineal gland, but ancient traditions knew better. This wasn't just a part of the brain, it was the antenna, the bridge, the inner stargate. But here's the twist. This gateway is invisible to those who seek with only the eyes. You don't find it through effort, you find it through surrender. It responds not to intellect but to intention. Ask yourself, in a world of endless noise, distraction, and artificial stimulation, what stands to gain from you never discovering this gateway? What powers thrive when you're disconnected from your deeper self? You see, an awakened soul is not easily manipulated. A conscious mind sees through illusion, and a heart attuned to higher realms becomes ungovernable, not in rebellion, but in truth. That's why so many tools of awakening have been ridiculed, banned, or buried. Meditation was once mocked, now it's mainstream, stripped of its soul. Ancient practices, labeled woo-woo or dangerous pineal activation, considered pseudoscience. But who decides what's real? And what if that very label is the defense system of a system afraid of awakening? They don't need to close the gateway, they just need to convince you it doesn't exist. But here's the paradox. It's not really hidden, it's waiting for you to remember. So how do you find this invisible door? The first step is stillness. Close your eyes, not to sleep but to wake up. You access the gateway through practices that quiet the surface and stir the soul. Meditation, not for escape but for return. Breath, not just air but sacred rhythm. Fasting, not as punishment but purification. Sound, not noise but vibration tuned to the frequency of truth. Even silence is a practice, because in silence the gate hums. You might feel it as pressure between your brows, or a vision in your dreams, a knowing beyond thought, a light behind closed eyes. The ancients also used sacred geometry, crystal resonance, and celestial alignments to deepen their access. But all of that is secondary to one truth. You are the gateway when your intention aligns with your vibration. When your heart becomes lighter than your thoughts, the gate begins to open. It doesn't take years, just willingness and presence. When the gateway opens, what lies beyond? Peace deeper than silence, truth louder than sound. A reality more real than this one. You may see visions. Yes, but more than that, you remember. You remember who you were before the world told you who to be. You remember your purpose, your origin, your power. You no longer fear death because you've touched what cannot die. You no longer cling to control because you've tasted the infinite. This is the realm of divine intelligence, of unity, consciousness, of the voice behind the voice. You realize you were never separate, you were only asleep, and when you return, you are not the same. You carry light, you speak truth, you live differently. This is why they didn't want you to know. Because once you cross that threshold, you cannot be owned. You cannot be lied to. You cannot be used. You become awake. The invisible gateway is open. Not to the chosen, but to the choosing will you step through. Subscribe for more spiritual awakenings. Your soul remembers. Let it lead.